So you can read all that stuff here. It says, you know, what does it say? 16-month French oak. So that's a serious, stable, elegant Californian Cabernet. This is the main wine of the winery, so that's what they produce the most of. This is the benchmark wine basically for Warszawa winery. Again, you can see here, the last line here, you might agree, only 15.5% new oak. Because, and this is the philosophy and the style of the Warszawa wines. We do not want these oaky, overripe bombs. You know, we want an elegant wine that you can drink 2 glasses of, and that you like to finish the bottles and not get too fed up with and not get too separated with. Elegant, balanced. Someone said mouthwatering.
Posiedzieć i dowiedzieć się coś. Zawsze jest.
Intrigues you, goes nicely round in your mouth, has a nice long finish.
Człowiek trochę wie, ale w dalszym ciągu jest tabaka.
Second, third, fourth fill, whatever it is, yeah. But the critical point is obviously the share of new barrels, because that is what gives the flavors. I mean, even in the second year, it's a tiny bit of flavor that comes out of it. So that's the critical number, and the rest can be 2, 3, 4 years old, whatever.
Prawdaż?
Price-wise, we're talking about same price, so $30. Okay. Pretty good price.
Proszę zalewkę.
Okay.
Butelkę 2.
Now, before we move to the last wine, I need to explain a bit more about this because this is really an important wine. And this is a wine where the winery, the winemakers, the viticulturists in the vineyard spend a lot of energy and a lot of time with. This is really our sort of top wine. We don't make it every year, most of the years, but not every year, because it needs to be a good year to make it. And this is a wine that comes from this vineyard. I've mentioned the name earlier, Chocolone vineyard. It's a vineyard right behind the Warszawa winery. It was first planted in 1860, around about 1860, so it's not new, it's an old vineyard, and people at that time recognized the quality of that vineyard. And today, it's one of the most expensive vineyards in the whole Napa Valley. There's no actual price amount because no one is selling it, and no one who has it there is not selling it. But I would say that the price is really, really high if you want to sell. If you want to buy a piece of land in Chocolone. So here is the winery, and the vineyard here is divided in a few blocks, as you can see. Not all is owned by Warszawa, about 2/3. All these colors in pink here, that's Warszawa, but other people have blocks there as well. The University of California, Davis, that's the Californian Wine University. They have some blocks here, one here, and one here. This is owned by Opus One actually. So they also have a block here that tells you there must be a good vineyard. Yeah, and other growers are there as well. Here's an air picture. Here's the winery right here, and that's Chocolone. And actually, for those of you who have not been to Napa Valley, that's the highway 29 through the valley, and here is the entrance to Opus. So right on the other side here is Opus One winery. You can just see a little bit here. And so they also have that's a block that is owned by Opus One. You may remember Opus One is a joint venture project that was started in 1979 with Warszawa and Warszawa from France, 50-50 joint venture project. So Chocolone. Here is some soils from Chocolone. You can see I was talking about diversity in soils, volcanic soils, marine soils, and so on. So that's a mix. Soil profiles from Chocolone. You can imagine that wines can taste different depending on which soil they grow in. So that's one of the reasons. Here is some examples of how old the vineyard is. So that's old pictures from the 1800s, from the early 1900s. So that's a vineyard that's really been discovered a long time ago. People realized, wow, this is good land that grows good grapes. And so it's been used since many, many years. In the 1860s. It was started, as I said. Here's a few more pictures from the vineyard, Chocolone, from the winery to the back towards the hills. And in the morning, early morning, you can still be seeing the fog hanging around. That's an important person for us, Geneviève Janssens. You can tell that's a French name. She's director of winemaking at Roma Mondavi, and she oversees all the red winemaking. So the Cabernet that we tasted, particularly the Reserve that we're going to taste in a minute, this is her baby. She worked at Focus One Winery in the 80s, and since '89 she is director of winemaking at Roma Mondavi Winery. She's been there for many years now, and she is one of the people that guarantees the consistency in style over the years. And since she is responsible for the Reserve that we're going to taste now, none of the Reserve vintages that she has made has had less than 92 points from Gold Park. So, say again?